why is Greg Berhalter no longer the coach of the U.S. men's national team? What do you think?
Good Lord. You want to start there? I mean, England just qualified for a final. We could have done happy things. Instead, we're talking about hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yes.
Look, the U.S. men's national team, England, who I don't support because I am American now.
That's right.
But there's a yearning, there's a longing there, an unfulfilled longing, very different from the yearning in the United States. We put a man on the moon. We are the world's first superpower. The one thing we remain crap at and have a sense of inferiority is men's football. Our women are remarkable. They've won World Cups, gold medals. The rest of the world knows that they know that we know that they know that we know that we're still quite poor at football, and we shouldn't be, because this is the best of times, the worst of times for men's football. We have the most successful crop of young talents who are now plying their trade in Europe. We've been able to field a team for the first time in our nation's history, not in Abraham Lincoln's time, not in George Washington's time. None of this happened. We can start 11 players who all are on clubs in the top 5 leagues in Europe. So we've got this raising talent, steel sharpens steel. They're very young. The coach for the past 5.5 years was a gentleman, a fellow bald, Greg Berhalter. He was a young coach. He was a raw coach. He was let go after we just failed in a tournament that's being held right now in the United States with your Brazils, your Argentinas, your Colombias, called the Copa America. He failed to get the team out of the basic group stage. First time in the nation's history that a host has failed. Ultimately, in marketing, you can take a new product to an old market or an old product to a new market, but you can't take a new product to a new market, or it's very difficult. To have such a young coach with such a green learning curve, with so many remarkable, Christian Pulisic, many of your viewers will have heard of, the king of Hershey, Pennsylvania, the LeBron James of soccer, Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, young, raw, wonderful talents. To have such a young manager ultimately playing quite naive football, almost trying to make us play too complex a football, trying to be like Barcelona of 2012 or Brazil of Pele, because we have an inferiority, Rich. We want to show the world not just that we can win, but that we can play razzle-dazzle. In the international level, you just have to bloody win games. We can, he couldn't, and so he's gone. And the World Cup is just 700 days away in this nation. It will be held from when we're speaking, Rich. So the next appointment is utterly crucial.
So the question is, again, I mean, just taking a look at the Copa America results as an example, I mean, taking care of Bolivia first up, and sports fans may remember Bolivia as the place where Mike Tyson once said he wanted to send one of his opponents to Bolivia instead of oblivion. That's one thing.
God bless. Also, we got our revenge for Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Didn't they end in Bolivia?
That's
yeah,
what, there we go.
Finally.
Spoiler alert. Come on, it's fun. Get out of here.
But sorry, guys.
No,
sorry,
but I mean, Christian Pulisic started the scoring in that with a brilliant goal, right? And then obviously what happened against Panama, everything went haywire after scoring the opener in that one, with Weah getting a red card because he'd lost his mind. And then what happened against Uruguay in their final attempt. I mean, how does that rest on Berhalter's?
Rich, we lost to Panama. We lost to a Van Halen single. Like that is a no-no. Whether you care about football or you don't care about football, you do not want to get beaten by Sammy Bloody Hagar, right? So that is not acceptable. You're asking me, how's it on him? You know this. You know what coaches do. Look, there's an adage. There's in international football, the football needs to be simple. It shouldn't be complex. These are essentially all-star teams that come together fleetingly. And the coach sets a tone. He actually had many achievements. This gentleman, in all seriousness, did build a brotherhood, a deep brotherhood amongst these young players, where you couldn't interview one of the US stars without them using that word, band of brothers, at least twice in an interview. And it was glorious. Created a wonderful team culture, but it almost became too cozy, too complacent. You've seen in this Copa America, you saw it in an instance where one of our players ultimately punched an opponent in the back of the head, that it became too complacent. So, there's a thin line between feeling great in your place, feeling complacent, entitled, feeling privileged. And ultimately that culture went awry. The football, the results were terrible. I think we lost 5 of our last 9 games. And what do we love in America, Rich Eisen?
Winning.
We love winning.
Yes, sir.
We love teams that win. This team can win. We've seen in the Euros. Here's the thing: international football is a wonderful journey. It's football made of vibes and moments. It's Virgil. It's Homer's Odyssey. It is just remarkable national moments, and we've seen this summer in the Euros in Europe. We've seen Slovakia have games of wonder. We've seen Slovenia. We've seen all the Slavs have games of wonder. We've seen Albania make their fans cry with joy. We've seen Georgia rise up and smite Belgium, make their fans joy. Georgia, bloody, go Dogs. I don't mean the state, I mean the country. Why never us? That's really the question. It should be us too. We should be able to go on a dizzying hero's journey with the talent we have available. And so with this World Cup coming to 2026, to these shores, who the United States appoint, who they can bring in. There's rumors of all kinds of big names. There's rumors of many American-born coaches because there's some philosophy that there should be an American leader of the American face of the team when the World Cup is here and the spotlight's on, the global spotlight, but also the national spotlight, the fan base of Rich Eisen,
yes, sir,
who are not yet won over to soccer. Some of your fans, we want an American speaking to them. So the decision that US soccer now make in this moment of quandary is going to be definitive. You could argue it's probably the biggest decision economically, commercially, and in terms of the future growth of the game on the men's side that they've ever made.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.